Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial of e-commerce platform. So in this tutorial we will continue building the application. So previously we have built the category. We have this controller of category. Let's run this and we will see. And today we'll continue this tutorial, and today we'll build products. So we have this category controller where you can see all the category. You can create a new category and also you can edit a category. And today we'll build products with categories, and every category can have multiple products, but each product can belong to only one category. So it will have a one-to-many relationship. So we will see how to implement that. We will also see what is DTO and how to use DTO for this project. So let's get started. Okay, so let's first create a new category. So we will go to this API of category create, and there I will create a new category here. It is watches and best watch, something like that, and it has a image URL, so you can find any image URL that you like. And if I click on this execute button, I will see that a new category is created, and I can also get a list of category here, which is now has only one. So now as we have seen before, we have H2 database. So what happens is that after each run, the database disappears. So let's now change it into MySQL, so that we can use it again and again. So first you have to configure MySQL into your local. I have my MySQL already configured. So as you can see, I have MySQL. So MySQL, I will go into log into MySQL and show databases. So I have a database e-commerce v2. So you can create database that you want. So if I will integrate MySQL into it. So for this I need to add the MySQL dependency in the POM file. So first I will replace the H2 database with the MySQL dependency. It's very easy. MySQL connector Java, and version is 8.0.25. So let's delete the H2 dependency and replace it with the MySQL dependency. And now we'll replace this one with the MySQL dependencies. So we can remove the H2 dependencies and replace with MySQL dependencies. It's very easy. It has this URL for e-commerce v2, that database that we have. If you don't have the database, please create the database here by this command. Use create database e-commerce or anything, and once you have the database ready, then you just put the database name here, and you can choose any password and username of your local MySQL, and it will be able to connect it. So right now let's see if we have some data in our system. So I will use e-commerce v2. So now you can see we have some categories. Select star. Let's prettify it. Yeah, so you can see that there is a one category. So if we connect it and if it works fine, we will see this category into our API. So let's just run it again and see if it works. So let's just use this API again. Oh, right now we have, then it should work. Now if you see, so you can see that there is a category information here. Now we will continue this tutorial and work on creating product. So for that, what should we do? First let's close all the files and we have to create a new model. It's called product. It will be an entity and it will have a table name. Products. And what attributes will it have? It will have some name, some description, the category ID. So let's go ahead and create those. We will have name, image URL, image, price and description, and it will have non-null annotation. So let's just import it, and it will also have ID, which will be auto increment. It will be ID and it will be auto incremented. And let's quickly create the getter and setter for this. Accept the ID. And now is the interesting part, to create the one many-to-one relationship. So for that we'll use join column, category, ID, and category will be category, and I will ignore this field in the JSON, which I don't need right now because we will create a DTO. Also we will create a many-to-one relationship. So now we have products ready. Now we will start to create the controller for product. Also we need to create service, So let's start with the controller. So let's make a product controller. It will be a REST controller and mapping and request mapping, product, and let's also now create the service. To make it service, and let's make the repo. And make it repository, and so it will be interface, and it will extend JPA repository, product, and integer. Done. And now it will auto wire product repository, and controller will auto wire product service. So now we'll create the API for adding a new product. So let's make public response entity API response, create product, it will take a request body, product, so now we have to create something called DTO. Because the product we have, we also have to pass the category ID. So this model we cannot use this model as a request body. So therefore we'll create something called DTO, which is the data transfer object. Now that will help us to create the product. So let's create a new package and we'll name it as DTO. And let's make a class product DTO. Now it will be almost same as product Java. It will have the same things, and also one more thing, that will be category ID. So we can just make it like this. Let's bring it all, and then we need a more thing, private, not null, integer, category ID. So let's create the getter and setter for all these things, and we can also have one ID which can be optional, so it's not required to have this ID. Like for when you want to create, for create it can be optional, for update we need it, the ID. So this is the thing. Also, let's create a constructor. Select none, for it's a empty constructor, good enough for now. So let's make this product DTO, and let's give some, so we'll make it a post mapping, and let's make it add. So that's the thing. So now first we'll see so it has a category ID. So first we'll check if the category ID is valid or not, and then we'll create the product. So first let's auto wire category repository, and let's find if we have the category. So category repo dot find by ID product DTO dot get category ID, and let's introduce a new variable here. So let's make it optional, category, and if optional category is not present, so means this ID is not valid, so we can throw a response, return new response entity, that will be new API response. It will be false, and we can send a message that category does not exist, else we'll get the category and ask the product to create the category. So we can ask product service to create product, and we can pass the product DTO here, and we can pass the category dot get. So we'll just get the category, and we can return a response that success true, and we can send a message that product has been added. Okay, we just need to create the method here. So now let's create the method here in the create product. So first we have to create so we'll make a new product. So let's make a new product equal to new product, and just product dot set description equal to product dto dot get description, product dot set image url equal to product dto dot get image url, product dot set name equal to product dto dot get name, and product dot set. So you have to also set the category. So let's create the getter and setter for category and set category equal to so we have the category here. So we have passed the category that we are getting from the parameter, and we have set name, also the price. So product also need to have the price, set price equal to product dto dot get price. So I think that's all, and we need to save it, product repository dot save and product. Okay, so that seems to also pass the HTTP response. So if you don't get the category, so you can pass the bad request here, and if we don't get, so here we will pass HTTP response created. Sounds good. So let's run this code. swagger.ui. So let's see if we have some category. I have created some categories here previously. Yeah, so we have a category 1. So we can so now we have this new product controller, and now we try to see if the invalid category is working or not. So if you make it 123, something like that, so it should give you one response that, yeah, so you get a error response that it doesn't work. Let's see. Oh, it should be not equal to. So let's run it again. My bad. Yeah, so you see the category isn't present, and let's try to create one category with some values. So we can see the first one is laptop. So we can find a sample data of category 1, description, demo, laptop, image URL. So let's find let's just give a demo image URL. We'll later fix it. Laptop and price, let's make it 100, and let's see, maybe that will fix it. So we can try with the identity thing, and if you try again, yes, so now you can see that it has been added. And now let's try to get all the products. So get mapping, we can find public response entity. So you'll pass list of product details, get products, just like we'll get all the list of all the products, which should be just Okay, so we can just make return product service dot get all products so now here we'll just list all the products, so we can find all the products. So we can just product repository dot find all. It will give us a list of products, but all products, but we have to change the product into product DTO. So what we'll do, we'll make a function public get public product DTO get product DTO, and it will take a product and it will return a DTO from that. So it will be almost the same. We can just make it product DTO and we can make it product and we can make a product DTO and it will be set category ID will be product dot get category dot get ID and return product DTO. So what we'll do is we'll just loop through the for product in all products. So we'll just first we'll also make a response list of product DTOs array list and product DTOs dot add new get product DTO from product. So and now return product DTOs. Okay, so let's make it just list of products, and so we get first let's make it a all product DTOs products and return new response entity products. That's it. Okay, so now if you run this code, you will see all the products. We got 2 products, I think. Now if we just refresh the page, we'll see all the products. I have previously created some products before, so that's you can also see it here. Also you can see the new product that we created also here. Now we have the product ready. We can also create an API to edit the product. So let's quickly implement the edit product. What we can do is we can create one more mapping to edit the product. It will be similar to the add, but little bit will change it. So it will be edit, or let's make it update, and we will pass one product ID and we will have a path variable product ID will be product ID, and we will have a request body, and we can make it update product. It will be integer, and it will be a product DTO. So it will be the same, that if you don't have the category, then we will just return doesn't exist, and we'll just make an update product, which will be also quite similar to the create. It will be, first we will find the product. We'll find the product first, and then we'll set all the description, name, and everything. So first we will find the product. So product repository dot find by ID product DTO dot get. So we also need to have now here, actually what we can do is we don't need to pass the category, because you know the category is already existing, and let's assume that we are not changing the category of a product, we're just editing the product information. So what we can do is we can just pass the product ID that we just got. So we can edit it as integer product ID, and we can do one thing, we can get by product ID. Okay, so first we will get the product from product ID. It will be optional product because we might not have the product, and if we have to throw an exception. If product does not exist, and so like if not present product not present, and now what we'll do is we'll now edit it. So product dot, so now we assume that product is present, so product will be let's make it optional product. dot get. And so now we'll do is we'll just set all the things of the product like we used before. So we'll just see all these things. You don't need to set the category, and that's it. And product repository dot save and product. That's it. So now we have done the update of the product. And now let's test it. Of course, you have to add an exception here. So if you refresh the page, we'll get one update product, and here we can do one thing. We can make that price is 100, and if you see all the product, there is one thing missing. We have to also pass the ID, because we need the ID to edit the product. So in the DTO, when you are getting all the products, we also need to set the ID. So what we'll do is we will product DTO dot set ID, but we don't have the ID here, so we'll also make a set indicator for ID, and here we'll set the ID product DTO dot get ID, product dot get ID. And we also made a mistake here. It will be product dot get price, and that's it. So if we now run it again, and it doesn't have this method product, so let's also create the set indicator for ID. So now we can, if you run it again, we'll see we also have the ID present now. And now if you try to update the one of the product, it should work. So keep the ID, pass the ID as 1, and if we just make it 789, and let's try to update it. We got product has been added, so we can make it product has been updated, and we can make it created. We can make it okay for now. So now if we execute it, of course, have to run it again. Yeah. So if we execute it, now it has been updated, and if we now get it again, we'll see the price is updated. Awesome, right? So that's it for today's video. We have updated the product, And in the next tutorial, we'll make the front end. So we'll start to make an admin panel where you can see all the products, all the categories, and you can also update it, create it, and it will be made using Vue.js. So stay tuned. If you like the video, please comment or subscribe my channel so that I can keep creating this kind of videos. And if you have any doubt, you can leave a comment, or you can contact me in my Twitter, and I will try to help you as much as I can. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.